Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunshine Soap and Candle Company. You guys have been asking me for several months to share a facial scrub recipe, and I think I've come up with a really beautiful recipe to share with you. In this video, I'm going to demo how to make this scrub, and I'm going to go over the ingredients and why I'm using each thing. You can find the recipe posted on my Patreon campaign. The link is in the description box below. Let's get started. All right, as always with cosmetics or anything you're going to be making that stays on the skin or goes on the skin, you want to make sure that your environment is completely sanitized down with either a 5% bleach water solution or 90 or 99% rubbing alcohol. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and weigh out our ingredients that are going to go into the heated phase. So all of these ingredients that I'm putting in here are going to be going on a double boiler and heated up and melted down. So the first thing we're adding in is our jojoba oil. And the reason I'm using jojoba oil is it's a very lightweight moisturizer. It's also very luxurious. It's very close to our own skin makeup. It just feels really nice on the skin. And then the second thing we're going to be adding in is our sunflower oil. Sunflower oil is a lightweight carrier oil. It's known to not clog the pores, so it's very good for facial products. It's lightweight, it's got antioxidants and vitamin E, and it's known to not clog up the pores. And then to this, we're going to be adding in some polysorbate 80. Now, polysorbate 80 is a liquid surfactant, so also it's a liquid emulsifier. So it emulsifies and it's also a surfactant. So what it's going to do in your scrub is it's going to bind the water. When you use the water to scrub your face, it's going to bind the water, and then the oils that are actually in the scrub, it's going to bind them together and help it to rinse off your face cleanly. And then also to this, we're going to be adding in some turmeric shea butter. Now, turmeric has a lot of benefits for the skin, and also so does shea butter. Very moisturizing, very healing. Turmeric is going to have the anti-inflammatory benefits. It's going to help with redness and acne. And the shea butter is very moisturizing, conditioning, and healing. It's got lots of vitamins and antioxidants. It's got that beautiful yellow color. This will not stain your skin at the percentage that it's used in this shea butter and in the scrub. It will not stain your skin, but it does add a nice natural yellow color to your scrub. Okay. And then directly to this, we're going to be adding in some cetyl alcohol. And cetyl alcohol is actually a fatty alcohol, and cetyl alcohol is used as a thickener. And you can use it in things like lotions, body butters, shampoo and conditioner bars. And in this instance, we're using it in the scrub to help thicken the scrub. But also it's going to add some body to the finished product, and it's going to help the skin feel. It's actually going to help this product slip off of your face when you're ready to rinse it off. It's got really good slip. It's also emollient, and like I mentioned, it is a thickener and a hardener, so it's not going to weigh down your product. It's lightweight. So we're going to go ahead and add this in. This is great for facial products. Really good for a lot of cosmetics, facial products, lotions. And then to this, we're going to be adding in some BTMS 50. And BTMS 50 is a positively charged emulsifying wax. So because it's positively charged, it is going to add some really fine, silky conditioning feel to your skin. We're going to go ahead and add this in. This, in combination with cetyl alcohol, just gives it a really nice rinse off plus skin feel when you're all done rinsing it off. And then the next thing we're going to be adding is some glycerol stearate. That's probably an ingredient that is a little bit harder to come by. I got mine at Making Cosmetics. If you wanted to use a polo wax or an all-purpose emulsifying wax instead of the BTMS 50 and the glycerol stearate, you can do that. But I find for facial products that these ingredients make a very creamy product that rinses off nicely. So that is why we're using that. So glycerol stearate is made from vegetable glycerin and stearic acid, and it's used to emulsify. So we're using this as a co-emulsifier because we already have BTMS 50 in here. So we're using the glycerol stearate today as a co-emulsifier and also to help with the thickening and the conditioning of this product. And you'll see it just comes in a little bit of a fine powder. I will demo at the end what this scrub looks like when it's being used, because you're gonna see why I chose the ingredients I did. Of course, I said this can be subbed out for just regular emulsifying wax or polo wax, but this combination with the cetyl alcohol, the BTMS 50, I find is really nice. Okay. So we're gonna take this whole thing over to a double boiler and melt it down. And I'll bring you right back to show you what's going in the cool down phase. Okay, so our heated phase is all melted down and we're setting it aside to cool. And in the meantime, we're going to get together our cool down ingredients and we're gonna add everything into this little glass beaker. So the first thing we're adding to our cool down phase is lemon powder. And I got my lemon powder from Crafter's Choice. And it adds a nice yellow pop. It also smells a lot like kind of like lemon peel. It's kind of earthy at the same time, but this is going to add a little bit of exfoliating scrub, some vitamin C to your scrub. Okay. To this, we're going to be adding in some vitamin E. Okay. And then directly to that, we're going to be adding in some carrot extract. I got my carrot extract from Brambleberry. Of course, you can use any type of extract, oat extract, any type of flower extract. that you want. I really like the carrot extract. It's got okay. And then we also need to be adding in our fragrance. Today I'm using a little bit of the lemon sugar fragrance oil from Nature's Garden. You do not want to use too much fragrance in your facial products. You can leave this out, but your finished product, if you leave it out, is going to smell kind of like that earthy turmeric shea butter, which is not a bad, it's kind of nutty and earthy smelling. It's not a bad smell, but I just prefer a little fragrance, a little pop of fragrance, not a lot. You don't want to irritate people's facial skin. But I find when you add a little bit of fragrance, it does add to people's overall experience when they use the product. And this is just a nice, clean smell. It actually goes pretty good with the sugar that we're going to be adding into the recipe. And we're just adding a little bit to our total amount. And then to this, we're going to be adding in our preservative. Our preservative today is Optifin. And the reason I'm using Optifin as a preservative is because our product is oil-based. So the oil-based products usually use Optifin. If you're using a water-based product, you can use something like Dermal. Okay. Okay. So we're just going to mix our cool down ingredients up and get them combined while we're waiting for our heated phase ingredients to come down to a temperature that we can add the rest of the ingredients to. I'll bring you right back when we're ready to do that. Okay, so this is the heated phase after it's been melted down, but then as you can see, it's not completely translucent. That's because it is starting to cool down, and actually what happens is your thickening agents and your emulsifiers are just starting to set up a little bit, and they're reacting to cooling down, a lower temperature. So we are ready to go ahead and put in the cool down ingredients. Something that I get asked a lot about is the emulsified scrub recipe that I shared with you last year at some time. I get asked if that's a good facial scrub, and my answer to that is no, not really, because we're adding in mica, colorants, and the percentage of fragrance is higher. Also, I don't think it has great skin feel for the face, even though it does for the body. And this is just a much nicer recipe for the face in general. And it is also emulsified. As you saw, we used those emulsifiers and those thickeners, and we also used the polysorbate 80. So this is going to rinse off very cleanly from the face. So we're ready to go ahead and add in our cool down phase. That a good mix, get it all combined. That lemon peel powder does add more of a golden hue. Okay, we're sitting right around 130, and I'm gonna wait till it comes down a little bit more in temperature before we add in our sugar, just to make sure we're not melting down the sugar into this warm mixture. So I'll bring you right back when we're ready to add the sugar. All right, we're ready to go ahead and add in the sugar. Now, a note on this, while it's cooling, you do want to go ahead and stir, because as you can see, it does start to solidify. So while it's cooling, you just want to come in here and stir a little bit and just make sure it stays in a liquid state. We're sitting at right around 110 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to go ahead and add in our sugar. We're just using plain old white sugar. Also, you will notice, if you saw my emulsified sugar scrub video, this is not going to be using as much sugar. I think one thing we have to take into consideration for the face is we don't want something so rough that it's going to irritate the facial skin, the delicate facial skin. So this does not have as much percentage of sugar as a body scrub. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It is still very warm, and as it sets up, it's gonna get a lot harder and thicker. And I'll show you the finished product in just a minute. But this is also a really good time to spoon your mixture into your containers, because it's sort of in a semi kind of soupy liquidy state right now. So we're going to go ahead and okay, I'm all done filling these up. As you can see, they're coming up to a really beautiful, bright, happy yellow color, and this consistency will thicken up as it cools. These are little 2-ounce PET containers, but they hold more volume of sugar scrub, so that's why I opted to use the 2 ounces, and I'll go ahead and weigh for you how much product. So they are 2-ounce PET containers, but filled all the way up, you are actually getting 2.9 ounces of product. I'll probably top a few of these off. I did have a little bit extra over here, but that recipe filled 10 containers, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, plus a little bit more. So let's go ahead and go over to the sink, and I'll show you on another batch that I made exactly how this works. So I perfected the recipe a few days ago, and actually this has been setting up now for a few days, but it's good after about 24 hours to go ahead and use. And as you can see, the consistency is super thick, doesn't come out, and I'll show you. So we're just gonna scoop up a little bit, see that? It's very thick, but it's not too scrubby. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so you just wet your skin and you go ahead and put a little bit on there and you just scrub. And as it's mixing with the water, you can see it's turning into lotion on my skin. It's turning into a cream on my skin. So I'll just add a little bit more water there so you can see what that looks like. And that is so nice. So the polysorbate 80 in this recipe also does help to cleanse because it's a bit of a surfactant, so you can see that slight foam. And then you just want to go ahead and rub this in until the sugar is all dissolved and it just feels like a cream on your skin. And when you're doing this on your face, probably 30 to 60 seconds. And you want to make sure you're getting all those good extracts and everything rubbed in. So there, it looks just like it's thickening up like a nice thick cream. So then all you do is rinse off. And as you can see, it has left no floating oils on my skin. Just nice, soft, smooth, silky feeling skin that is nice and exfoliated. All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. Catch you on the next video.